My name is Michelle Garber. I've only been working with her since the beginning of 2021. And I think just like anybody else that is probably watching this, you're just sick and tired of being in pain and are tired of masking your symptoms. So I decided to go to her because she'll actually dig and get to the root cause of everything and help you get onto the path of better healing. I had urinary tract infections and stuff throughout my life, but I would say I still felt pretty healthy before 2016. That year, I was diagnosed with microscopic colitis. And then ever since then, it was just kind of one thing after another. At least for microscopic colitis, I had a colonoscopy with a biopsy and got on prescription medications and everything. And I went into remission from that. But then in 2019, October 2019, I started having stabbing pelvic pain, burning with urination. And of course, I thought it was a UTI. I went to, it was a virtual doctor, and they put me, because those aren't holidays actually. So first I had symptoms in October, then around Christmas, I had even worse stabbing pain, like that pain where you feel like you just want to die. And I called a virtual doctor. They said, oh, you've got a UTI. We're going to put you on a prescription. I can't remember which one it was, probably one of the really common ones. I was on that. It was a couple of days. I was not feeling any better. So I got on another virtual call. They put me on another antibiotic. So two antibiotics within a week. I felt like I might have felt a little bit better, but still not really. Usually in the past with UTIs, getting on an antibiotic took care of it. So I went in person to an urgent care, and they did a culture. They called me with the results, shows nothing. So that's when I did a little digging on my own after that. And I found out about interstitial cystitis. I said, no, come on, I cannot have this. I don't want to have this condition. But the more I looked into it, the more I figured that's probably what I do have. And I think just going on Facebook groups, that's how I found Mandy and IC Healer. And I followed her group for years before I actually did anything about it. But I would say, so 6 months after I was on the antibiotics, I was at my OBGYN, and he had me do a survey for my interstitial cystitis symptoms, because he thought it was interstitial cystitis too. And he said, yep, it sounds like that's what you have. All you have to do is, stop your caffeine. And he's like, that's what helps me, because I have interstitial cystitis. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I know that for me, that's not going to do anything, which was correct. But he's the one that really, I guess you could say, diagnosed me with it. But I've never actually gone and gotten any specific testing done. I've never had cystoscopy. I've never been on any meds for it, because I've already done that with my microscopic colitis. It just masked the symptoms. I was tired of it, and I wanted to actually figure out, okay, but why do I have this going on? Like, why am I having these symptoms? What is the root cause? And then that's why I eventually reached out to Mandy, and she has completely changed my life, and I can actually live a day-to-day life now. The symptoms I remember the most were the stabbing pelvic pain, like feeling like someone is taking a fork and just raking it along your bladder, that burning sensation. I actually had loose stools for quite a long time, and I would say like frequent urination, sometimes with burning, but mostly that stabbing pelvic pain that just did not go away. In my opinion, there's just no comparison, especially when it comes to IC, because, well, first she tests, not guess, and she doesn't just want to try and throw something at you and say, okay, well, take this, this will help with this symptom. She actually wants to get to the root cause and wants to help you, because she knows what it's like. She's been there for a lot longer than most people have. And she had to figure this all out on her own. And I don't know, just feel very privileged that she's been able to use her knowledge and help people like myself be able to figure out, well, this is why you're having this going on. Let's fix this and get you onto your road to healing. So there's really no comparison, because most mainstream doctors, I mean, they do have their place, but for this condition, they don't really know what they're doing. They just want to try and give you a prescription or do a test to basically mask your symptoms more than anything. And it's just going to get worse over time. One of the top ones would be leaky gut and elevated oxalates, low stomach acid, and I had a lot of nutrient imbalances. And I'm sure there were others, but those are the ones that off the top of my head. Yes, night and day difference. When I first started seeing Mandy, I would say that like most days my pain was probably like a 6 out of 10. And now it's basically non-existent. Every once in a while I may have it pop up, but usually it's something in my cycle, or if I've eaten something that I know I shouldn't. Yes, I feel so much better. I would definitely recommend Mandy to anybody that has IC or painful bladder syndrome, anything along these lines, because she will get down to it and figure out what's going on for that specific person. Because, we do not have all the same causes of IC. I mean, a lot of them overlap, but she will do the testing. She spends a lot of time. She pours her heart into her work, and she provides a tailored supplement plan based on your lab results. So yes, most definitely would recommend Mandy.